All right, guys. First off, hello from Arizona. My name's Tim Naiman. This is Eric Sim, Lucas Gilbreath. Basically, what I want to address right off the bat is just first off, like excitement for the season. It's got to be exciting for you guys. All the hard work in the off season just really, hopefully, is panning out now, and you're seeing it in your tryouts, and then obviously in your practices as you're leading into the games. The thing I want to address, though, more important than that, is don't let that go. Okay, the in-season approach to weightlifting has got to be a top priority. Within 14 days of eliminating the weight training, you're going to lose all the strength, everything you worked for in the last 6 to 9 months. It's going to be gone. Okay, it's that 14-day mark. So basically, the most important thing I can give you on the weight training side of things is lifting 2 to 3 days a week. Make sure you do that. Force that. Doesn't matter what you have. You can have 3-4 games in a week, a couple double headers. If you miss a weight training session, that's an excuse. Okay, you have time. You can budget your time. You can eliminate video games. You can eliminate going out and partying and doing things with your buddies. You could literally make that a priority and get that done, and you're going to reap the benefits on the back end of it. And then I wanted to obviously ask Eric, what his take on weightlifting is for in season. He's a former D1 catcher, played with the Giants and their system.
In season lifting is huge, and of course Lucas can attend to that as well. Like it's a huge part of the game, right? So if you don't work out at all, like let's say you build up for 4 or 5 months in the off season, right? You get strong. Your I don't know, bench, squat, the deadlift, they're all like 20, 30 pounds. Now, just because the season started, if you completely let go of the lifting, you're gonna lose. Like Tim said, you're gonna lose all of that. And you don't. What's a point of the offseason then? There's no point of the offseason of a build-up if you're gonna do absolutely nothing during the season. Now during the season, I'm not saying you still gotta max out like that, but you still have to maintain. The least you can do is maintain. Now you can still get stronger in the season. Of course, it's a little bit tougher with your ball schedule, depending on how many games you play. In pro ball, when we're playing every single day, it's a little bit tougher, of course, for us and our bodies. But in pro ball, we still lifted 3 or 4 times a week, and that was mandatory. And it's not like, hey, like I kind of have to know. It's like, hey, you have to be here 10 o'clock bus, and we usually get our weightlifting done in the morning because we had a 7 p.m. Game usually at night. That's how we did it. But again, man, I can't really emphasize enough on how important weight training is. That's why I still weightlift to this day to help me on the field. Whether it's throwing or hitting, it's everything, right? So building a foundation, your body is your moneymaker. That's how you're gonna. That's your career.
Yeah, just echoing what Eric and Tim said, I think for me, the in-season lifting has been huge to, one, realize those gains you've made, to keep those gains progressing throughout the year. And then on top of it, from the injury prevention standpoint, lifting to me is one of the biggest things that allows me to stay healthy, to stay active, to keep me on the field every day. As a reliever especially, I have to be ready to go day in and day out, sometimes 3 days in a row, sometimes 6 times in a week. But for me, the lifting is something that keeps me healthy, keeps me active, keeps me capable of performing at my highest potential day in and day out. And in a field like mine, at the highest level as a reliever, if I have a bad outing, that obviously there's going to be negative repercussions to that. So I have to be ready to go day in and day out, ready to perform at the best I can. In terms of the in-season pitching, I think this is one of the biggest mistakes I made in high school, and something I wish I would have done going into college, is preparing myself to an extent for continuing to develop, continuing to work on some of the things you've been working on throughout the season. I think a lot of times once we get into season, a lot of guys think, it's time to play, and obviously, yes, that's great. There's the competitive aspect to it. You have to compete. You have to go out there and kind of set that stuff aside when you're on the field. But don't be lazy. Don't let all the work you've put in the offseason go to waste just because you get into season and you think, it's time to play games. Yes, there is a time for games. There's a time for competition. But at the same time, you need to continue to develop. I know everybody in the area is still not quite where they need to be or not where they want to be, right? There's going to be things you need to continue to work on throughout the process, and things you can manage to work on that aren't going to be too taxing, that aren't going to put yourself at risk during games, but they're going to continue to help you develop certain pitches, velocity, whatever. Everybody has things they need to work on, and don't let the season be an excuse to not work on those things.
If you're going to take that time off, there's other people that we can see down here that are going to be the ones grinding it out, and they are going to be the ones taking that D1 scholarship. So you got the choice. We wanted to obviously send this message to you guys as a way just to inspire you, to get you guys going, to make sure that you guys are continuing to grind it. It's not easy. All three of us can probably agree. It's never going to be easy, but it's worth it. It will be worth it on the back end if you continue to work, continue to evolve and adapt with everything that your body's given you, and keep chasing those dreams, and you'll come out on top.
Keep up the good work, guys. Keep grinding, and we'll be here grinding too, and hopefully we get baseball back on the field soon.
Lift big, throw gas, hit bomb.